Today, the focus of the lesson is on second hand play. Whenever the declarer leads a card from her hand or off the dummy, and you are the next person to play, you are the second hand playing to the trick. Now, if you'll recall a couple of weeks ago, when I talked about the count signal, that whenever the declarer led a suit other than the trump suit, normally you as the defender, you give each other count. A high card means you have an even number in the suit she's led. Low card means you have an odd number. But we're going to find today that sometimes it's more important to forget giving count, to forego giving count, in order to do something else with the particular holding that you might have in that suit. Just as last week when we looked at third hand play, you know the cliche, third hand always plays high. We found last week that probably over a third of the time, the third hand did not play high, but rather played low. Same thing is true here with second hand. The cliche is second hand always plays low. We are going to find in some of the examples that I have today that many times the defender should not play low, but rather needs to play high. So what we're going to be looking at today is a series of illustrations of common card combinations you might hold. And when you find yourself second to play, what do you play? Do you play low? Do you play high? Do you split your honors? What do you play? We want this to become so automatic that as soon as the card comes out of the declarer's hand and you're looking at what you have, and you look at what's on the dummy, you know exactly what you need to play. You don't need to sit there and think for 4 or 5 seconds. The longer you think, the more information you are giving to the declarer. Okay, let me scroll down. All right, today I have a series of examples. Each example, you will be given what the declarer has led. You will see the cards that you hold in that suit, and of course, you're going to see what's in the dummy. So let's begin by looking at the first example. The general rule is that you second hand should play low unless you have a definite reason for not doing so. Of course, if you are giving count and you have 4 little ones, you have 4 little cards in the suit she's led. Of course, you're going to play a high one and then a low one to indicate to your partner that you have 4. If you have 3 little ones, of course, you're going to play low, the smallest one you've got, to tell your partner you have an odd number. Let's begin by looking at example 1. South has led the 5. She's the declarer. You hold the ace, jack third, queen fourth is on the board. Do you play high or do you play low? You should play low from this combination. You should play the 3. Now, of course, 3 would give count. It would tell your partner that you've got an odd number, but that's not the reason why you play the 3. You play the 3. You do not play the ace. You do not play the jack. You play the 3. The declarer is obviously going to play the queen. If your partner has the king, of course, she's going to get it. If she does not, now you see that the declarer will never win a trick with her king, because once she leads back, your ace jack is sitting over top of her king. So in this example, you should always play low. The only time that you might play the ace, this is the only time you might play the ace, if your partner has led a card, the opening lead, and you know it's a singleton, you might want to hop up with the ace of this suit and give your partner a ruff in whatever she led. That would be the only time that you would ever even consider going up with the ace. In the event that you know that your partner has led a singleton, you want to give her a ruff before the trumps are drawn. But otherwise, you always play low here. If your partner's got the king, she'll get it, of course. If the declarer has the king, she's never going to win a trick with the king. She will win with the queen, but she will not win with her king. All right, let's look down at the next example. This looks exactly like example 1. However, this time you have the king there instead of the queen. It's the same difference. South leads the 5. Should you play high? Should you play low? Again, you should play low. Play your 3. let him get his king. If the declarer has the queen, she will never win a trick with it because your ace jack sits over top of it. Now, I want to talk about this combination here just a little bit. If the declarer at trick 2 or 3 leads that 5, and you're looking at that king, what you might want to consider is that she has a singleton in her hand. The declarer has a singleton. She's trying to steal the king. It will always happen very early in the play of the hand, maybe at trick 2. She wants to try to sneak that king through before you have a chance to get a count on her hand. See, normally you would play low. If you think she has a singleton, then you might want to go ahead and play your ace. But I'll warn you, it always comes early in the play of the hand. If you are a declarer, when I'm talking about declare play, and you have a singleton and you got the king and some small ones on the board, the time to try to sneak it through is about the second or third trick. As soon as you get in, play that, hoping you can get that king. If the contract, they have kind of crawled along to get to their game, it's not one like it's 1 heart, 2 hearts, 4 hearts, but it's, they're going around the gatepost trying to get there, then this is not a done deal that she's going to make this hand. So what she's probably trying to do is to sneak in that king of hearts there and not have a loser in, if this were hearts, and not have a loser in that suit. That might make the difference of whether she makes the hand or not. Now, while you do take your ace, it does set that king of hearts up then for her for a discard. Maybe she doesn't have any valuable discard she needs to make. So the one time there on example 2, the time that you might think about going up with the ace is if you suspect that she has led a singleton. All right, coming to example 3, she leads the 5. You are in a suit contract, and she has led the 5. And you hold the ace 10 fourth, king jack fourth is on the board. You should play low. You should play the 2, or you could play the 3. In this case, you could play the 3 to give your partner count. Or if you don't think it matters to your partner, in this case, I don't think it matters, but you don't want to play the ace, and you certainly don't want to stick the 10 in there. You either play the 3 or the 2. If you play the 3, you're trying to give count. You play the 2, it doesn't really matter. Your partner should be given the opportunity to take the queen if she has it. The declarer is going to stick in he's going to stick in the 9 or the jack. I think the proper play would be the 9. And if your partner's got the queen, she should be given an opportunity to get it. But if you go up with the ace, then maybe you got the chance that your partner might get her queen. See, the declarer doesn't, unless she's got the queen, she doesn't know where it is. If she's got the queen, it doesn't make any difference. All right, this is one that, number 4, that most people go wrong in playing. South leads a small one, the 5, and you have exactly the jack X. You should not, I see people sticking in the jack. You should not put the jack in. You should play low. Some people say, well, I'm going to play the jack, and that'll force the ace, and that'll set up anything my partner's got. That's wrong. If your partner's got the king, queen, king or the queen, she's going to get it. Let's look what happens if you incorrectly stick in the jack. Say she leaves a small one, she leaves that 5. If you put the jack in, it forces the ace. Now you see what you have done to your partner. The declarer can now come through your partner, ace, queen. She has the king 9 sitting over top of your partner. So look at that combination. You have the queen 3rd in one hand, jack X in the other one. If you were the declarer, how would you play that? You would duck, wouldn't you? If the defenders lead that suit, you would duck. They take their big one. When they lead another one, they would take the other big one, and you would get one trick. Just because you're holding this combination as the defenders, you also should duck. So think about duck, duck, duck. You should not put the jack on. Again, you see, if you put the jack on, it forces the ace. And now the declarer can play the 2 or the 3, or she can lead the 10, and she comes back through your partner's queen, and your side does not get a single trick. So if you correctly duck and do not play the jack, unless you see if this is a suit contract or if this is no trump, your side will get 1 trick. If you play the jack, though, your side will get no tricks in this suit, whether it's no trump contract or it would be a suit contract. All right, let's move down to example 5. Now, this is one of the combinations. If you look at the declare, just forget the defenders. Just forget what the defenders have right now. If you're the declarer and you have this combination, if you'll recall back in one of our lessons, at the end of the lesson, you know, sometimes I have these card combinations for you to play. You have the ace, queen, 10, 5th, and then you have 3 little ones in your hand. The proper percentage play when you hold this combination and you are the declarer is to finesse the 10, finesse low, do the low finesse. So when she leads the 6 and you have the king 3rd, your proper play is to duck, play the small one. Here I would probably, instead of playing the 3 to tell my partner I had an odd number, I might, this is one of the times that I might false card and put the 5 in, trying to make her think I've got a doubleton. Her correct play is to finesse the 10. That's the percentage play. And lo and behold, here your partner comes out and gets the jack. But it does no good for you to put the king up. Do you see why it does no good for you to put the king up? She plays the ace, then her queen drops your partner's jack, and you don't have a chance to get any tricks at all. So you will get 1 trick if you play small. Again, whether or not you play the 5 or the 3 doesn't matter. In this case, it doesn't matter to your partner how many you have in the suit. It might matter if the declarer thought you had 3. So what I would do, if I were West, I would play the 5 to false card, not give the accurate count. All right, South leaves a low card. And let's say it's a no trump. She's in a no trump contract and she leads a low card. You're always winning a trick. When you hold the queen jack 3rd, you have to win a trick. There's no way she can get around it. But you want to split your honors. I'd go ahead and play my jack, not the queen, but the jack, and it forces the ace. And then you're always going to get a trick with the queen. Let's say she's in a suit contract. If she is in a suit contract, let me come back up to that, sorry. If you don't split your honors, you may not win a trick in the suit. If the declarer has a doubleton, let's say she has a doubleton, she leads a small one and you play the 6, she's going to put the 10 in, it holds, she plays the ace, and now when she plays the 3rd one, she trumps it. Do you see what went wrong there? You do not get a trick. If she's got a doubleton, you have to split your honors. If it's a suit contract, in case she has the doubleton, your side should get at least 1 trick. In other words, she will still be trumping the 3rd one, but she's not going to get by without having some problems in that hand. So I would say with the queen jack 3rd, go ahead when the ace 10 is sitting on the board, always split your honors to guarantee your side of at least 1 trick. But now let's look at this. You see what's different about this particular hand is in the one above, ace 10 is sitting on the board and you have the queen jack. You have to split your honors there. But in queen jack and the ace and 4 and 3 little ones are there, now you should not split your honors. And the reason why is, if you split your honors and the ace is played, what happens in your partner's singleton king falls out? Now think about it. If this declarer had the king, she might be going to be playing this combination a lot differently. So you might suspect that your partner has the king. So the proper play here, do you see the difference between the one above it where the ace 10 is sitting in the dummy? Ace nothing is sitting in the dummy now. So the proper card to play is small. She's going to go up with the ace. So if you dump your jack on there and she plays the ace and your partner's king falls, that isn't too good. Might not make partner too happy. All right, now in the next example, whenever an honor is led from the declarer, you need to cover it if you have an honor. Now this hand happened in Blacksburg. I happened to be east sitting there with the 10-3. This was the trump suit. The declarer led the jack. My partner did not cover with the king. Declarer lets it ride. Now the declarer leads her small one, finesses the queen, and now she plays the ace, and my 10 fell with the king. The difference in these other hands that we've looked at is the declarer has always led a small card. Here she has led an honor. She has led the jack. You want to always cover an honor with an honor. You're hoping to set something up for your partner. Do you see here, if the person who had been my partner, who was West, had covered with the king, that forces the ace from the dummy. The queen is played, but now you see my 10, ace 10, will take the third trick. So you see the importance of when an honor is led, it is extremely important for you to cover it because you're hoping to set something up for your partner. And you see in this example, what happened when partner did not cover with the king. I did not get my 10. I still care about my partner. I will not tell who she was. You remember that? That might be somebody I know rather well. But do you see what happened there? Why it was important? So when an honor is led, if the king, queen, and you hold the ace, you want to go ahead and play your jack. If the king, queen, fifth is sitting in the board and you hold the ace X and she's led the jack, play your ace. Take an honor. Your big cards, your aces and your kings are meant to take honor cards, not to sit there and catch deuces. All right, so the principle I'm looking at here is you want to always cover an honor with an honor if it's possible to promote a card for either you or your partner. Now I'm going to come back to that in a minute. I want to look at this first 8A example. The declarer leads the jack, and I've just gotten through saying you need to cover an honor card with an honor card if you have it, because you want to promote something for your partner. But now, West, you're looking at this. There is nothing in the world you can promote for your partner, is it? You see the ace, king, queen, jack, 10, 9. No need to cover. Just play low, either play the 3 and false card or play the 2 to show that you have 3. I believe I would false card here and play the 3. If this is a suit contract and this declarer has a doubleton, she has no intention of not playing the ace. If she's got the jack X doubleton, she's in a suit contract, she's going to play the ace king. But you see what she can really hoodwink you if she plays the jack and you cover with the queen, and now she's got the ace king, 10, 9, she's got 2 discards coming down on the board for her. So in this instance, no need, up above, you needed to cover with that king when the jack was led, because you might be a chance to promote something for your partner, and it was the 10. But let's come down and look at 8B. Now when she leads the jack, where is the 9? See, up above, you saw the ace, king, 10, 9. You had the queen and the jack was led. There was nothing you could promote for partner, so you ducked. Here, there's the possibility that your partner has the 9, has 4 to the 9. If it is a no trump contract, then the proper play for you is to cover that jack with the queen. She can play her ace and her 10, but your partner then will take, if it is a no trump contract, and this is the suit that the declarer is trying to set up, your partner then will get her 9. You see, in this example, unlike the one above, you have an opportunity, if you cover an honor, to set up a card for your partner. Above, nothing your partner was ever going to get in that suit. Here, if she does have 4 to the 9, and it is a no trump contract, then she has the possibility of getting that 9. If it's a suit contract, it's probably, she's not going to get it because it's going to be trumped. All right, this next one is so obvious, but I still see people do it wrong. And I did it wrong the other day, but don't tell anybody. If this is the trump suit, this is your trump suit, you're the declarer, and this is your trump suit. If she leads the queen, the declarer leads the queen, you should not cover with the king. You want to keep ducking and ducking and ducking. By the 4th play of this suit, you are going to get your king. If this is the trump suit. But if you incorrectly, I don't know what made me put my king out there, but I did. And our side didn't get any any tricks in the trump suit. So this one is so obvious. Here you want to keep ducking. There's no need to play the king because if you wait her out, once the ace is gone, your king is going to take the 4th trick because it's the trump suit. So I just threw that one in because every once in a while, if you're not thinking, you might accidentally play the wrong card. All right, example 10, she leads the jack. Or if she leads a small one, it doesn't matter. But let's say she does lead the jack. Here you have the king, queen, X. When you have touching honors and the suit is led, you need to do what we call split your honors. You need to play your queen, which forces the ace, and your side will be guaranteed of at least 1 trick. If she led either the 5 or the jack, you need to put the queen in. Doesn't matter. You need to make certain that you get 1 trick. If you incorrectly duck and play the X, let's say it's the 3, she's going to let the jack ride, and then she's going to play her ace, and then she's going to trump your king if she had a doubleton in the suit. So whenever you have touching honors and the suit is led, you need to do what we call split your honors. You always play the lower of the 2 honors. So you have the king, queen. The queen is equivalent to the king. So play your queen. You'll guarantee yourself, I don't know, unless she had a singleton. If she has a singleton, she's going to play the ace anyway. But you want to guarantee yourself of at least 1 trick in the event she had only a doubleton. Now, this last one is extremely important. I have the entire hand for you to see. You see there the queen jack, and you see that East has the king. When this suit is led by the declarer, East needs to wait to cover the jack. The queen will probably be led first. She should duck it. When the jack is led, she properly now plays her king. So let's go through the bidding of this hand first. South opens a no trump. You pass. Yeah, you know exactly what your lead's going to be, don't you? West, there's no doubt what you're leading if it's a no trump contract or a suit contract. You're hitting that ace of spades. North has 10 points, but she first wants to check to see if you have a 4-card measure. So she's going to bid 2 clubs. South says 2 spades. And then North goes back and bids 3 no trump. So you know that North has 4 hearts. You know she has at least 10 points for the bidding to have gone like that. West is on lead. West is obviously going to lead the ace, king, queen, jack of spades. There's nobody in here that's at this meeting would not lead the ace, king, queen, jack of spades. So your side takes the first 4 tricks. Now, East plays the 2 spades, would probably play the 8 and then the 6 to show a doubleton. And then when the other 2 spades are played, she's got to make discard. So she's got to make 2 discards. She has nothing in the club suit. So the best way to show I have nothing in the club suit is to play the 4 of clubs and then the 5 of clubs. That tells West, I don't have anything in the club suit. So West knows at this point it's safe to lead the club. She knows she's not leading through. She's taken her 4 spades. She knows she's not, by leading the club, she's not leading through you because you discarded the 4 and then the 5. And I think one lesson I ought to do on maybe down the line is on discarding when you can't follow suit. So she leads the 3 of clubs at trick 5. The declarer takes the ace, king, queen of clubs. When she plays that 3rd club, West now has a chance to be a hero. West doesn't know it yet, but West, you as West should be on the lookout for this. You're looking at the dummy and you see that queen, jack, 9, and you have the 10 3rd of hearts. The last thing you want to throw away when the clubs or that 3rd club is played is a heart. Throw a diamond, throw a little diamond. Now the declarer is going to play her 3 diamond tricks. She's going to end up in the dummy with the ace of diamonds. She now comes off leading the queen of hearts. East should not cover the first time. She should not put the king on the queen. But now when the jack is led, she should play the king. This forces the ace. And now look who's sitting there with the 10. If you as West just thought, well, there's no need for me to, when you're making your discards, there's no need in my keeping this stupid heart. It's never catching anything. You see what you have messed up the entire defense. You have fixed it so your side cannot set the contract. But let's look at it. Let's see what happens if when the queen is led and East incorrectly plays the king. Now declarer plays the ace. And now look at poor West. She's sitting there with the 10-8. The declarer can come through the 10-8. She's got the jack 9 sitting over top of your partner's 10-8. This is why East should not cover the first one. She should not cover the queen. She should wait and cover the king. That forces the ace. Now you see the declarer cannot come through your 10-8. But it isn't going to make any difference if you discard a heart. So I'm saying to you, when you're the defenders and you're looking at the hand, it is valuable to make the right discards. I would hold on to my hearts simply because maybe your partner does have a big heart and maybe your 10 might actually set up. You're certainly not going to get anything in diamonds. You know you're not getting anything in clubs. The only possible chance you've got is a heart. So don't discard a heart, West. Hang on to your heart. All right, this next one is very important. If your partner has opened a long suited no trump, sometimes you as her partner, as East, you need to win a trick early in order to preserve an entry in your partner's hand. Now let's look at the entire hand. They are in a 3 no trump contract. We could go through the bidding, but let's say your partner led the queen of spades. You as East, you already know your partner does not have the ace or the king. She's got the queen, jack, 10, hopefully 5 of them, more than likely 5 of them. The king is played from the board. You play the 3 to show count. And now the declarer calls for a heart from the board. You need to go up with your ace. So let me talk you through it and then we'll look at it. You should play, we say, well, second hand low. No, you should not. You should play your ace. You should come on with your 9 of spades, knocking out South's ace. And now you have to just sit back and hope that your partner has an entry. You've got his spades, you've got West's spade suit set up. And hopefully he's got an entry. Look what happens if you duck that heart. You play a small heart, play your 6. Declarer is going to play the jack, and your partner now has to play the king. Now your partner can come on with the jack of spades, and knock out Declara's ace. Now your partner has absolutely no way to get in. What's going to happen, he's going to leave, if he takes the king of hearts, he's going to leave the jack of spades. South is going to hold up and not take her ace, and you can come on with another one, but now you have no way to get in. She's not going to ever let you in because she's got enough clubs now and diamonds and the rest of her tricks that she's never letting you in. So do you see why it is important when your partner's led a long suit, why it's important for you to take a card? If you have a big card and it's led from the dummy, you need to play your big card, the ace in this instance, lead a spade, trying to get your partner's suit set up while your partner still may have an entry. And this is hard for you to see, and a lot of hands that could be defeated are not defeated simply because the second hand played low in an instance like this. It always happens in a no trump contract. You have a big card. You need to take that card, second hand high, play your partner's suit, trying to get your partner's suit established while partner might still have an entry. Okay, this final one is a test of your skill. This is the last one. They're in a contract of 4 hearts. South opens a club, a diamond, heart, 4 hearts. They get to 4 hearts. Your partner leads the 3 of spades. He's making an attacking lead. He's hoping to get something set up in the spade suit. He lucks out, he leads the 3 of spades. Your partner plays the ace. Your partner returns the 6. Declare ducks. You play your jack and you play your king. So your side has taken the first 3 tricks. Declara cannot afford to lose any more tricks. She's in 4 hearts. She's lost 3 tricks. Your spade lead turned out to be a wonderful lead. It could have been a disaster, but it turned out to be a great lead. All right, here is what Declara is now going to do. She is going to lead the jack of hearts. When you get your 3rd, you're going to go ahead and lead something to her. I don't know what you probably lead the diamond. I'd lead the diamond because you see the ace, king, queen, so you're not giving anything away by leading the diamond. So now Declara is in her hand. She's going to let it ride around to her jack, and now she's got to play the heart suit. She's going to play the jack. And you need to be ready for this. You should not let even 1/10 of a second pass. You should be ready for this. When the dummy comes down and you're making your plan while the player's making her plan, you should automatically say, if a heart is led, I'm ducking. So you duck the jack. She plays her ace. And now any red-blooded Declara is going to play the small one from the board, and she's going to finesse her 10. And look at you, you're getting your queen. But if you hesitate, you see, it does no good to play the queen. You take away the only chance you have of getting the queen if you play it on the jack. There's nothing you're going to be able to set up for your partner. You know your partner doesn't have anything. She's already shown up with the ace of spades. She doesn't have anything. So when the jack is led, you put your 5 out there right now. You don't even think, you don't let, as soon as you can get it out there, you're probably going to play it so fast, you'll probably fumble. The ace is played, and now when she comes back with the 2, she's going to finesse the 10, and you're going to get your queen, and you're going to set this hand. But you got to be ready for it. And these are the situations. These are the ones that are really hard for you to see. But you're going to make the newspaper if you get it right. The bulletin that they hand out in these tournaments, your name is going to be in it for making that play. I can guarantee you. And I'm going to leave you with one last thought. Let's say they are in a slam of 6 hearts. I didn't put this one in, but they're in a slam of 6 hearts, and you hold the king X of hearts. She leads Declara leads a small heart out of her hand. Do you play the king or do you duck it? I'm playing the king because I am scared to death if I'm going to lose my king if I don't play it right then. But the proper play is to duck in case your partner has the singleton ace. If the declarer had the ace, she's going to play the ace and lead. Let's say she had 5 or 6 of them to the queen on the board. She's going to play the ace and lead toward the queen. So the fact that she's let a small one from her hand and you're sitting there with king X, you might get the idea that your partner's got the singleton ace. But you see what happens if you play the king and your partner's singleton ace falls. Now she makes her 6th heart contract and she should not make it. Now, it is awfully hard to not play that king knowing that it might go away under the ace. But I would say if a declarer is playing it like that, she does not have the ace of trumps. The partner's got the singleton ace. So it's worth a try. And then that's all I have to say for today. But what I want to encourage you again, we covered a lot of material. If you have just 4 little ones, if she's let a suit and you have 4 little ones, you're going to high low to show you have 4. If you have 3 little ones, you're going to play low. It's these times that you hold some honor cards and she's let a small card or a high card or an honor card. Do you cover? Do you duck? Just exactly what do you do? What I want you all to do is to go back through these 11 or 12 examples, look at it, think about it, especially when you're playing in the games. Try to be ready to make these plays of low or split your honors or whatever without taking an inordinate amount of time. Because the longer you spend, the more information you do give to the declarer in her play of the hand. So please, please do go back through these a couple of times. I'll be sending you the PDF file this afternoon. Maybe go with the video again so you can hear again the things that I have to say. Next week, we're going to look at part 1 of preemptive bidding. We're going to look at when your side bids, say maybe 3 clubs, and then your partner, what are the bids that she can make? Or if you open a weak 2 heart, what are the bids that your partner can make? So we're going to look at that starting next week. The following week, we're going to look at part 2, and this would be when they've opened a suit like a club and your partner bids 3 hearts, when you make the preemptive bid. So I want to look at both aspects when you open with a preemptive bid, and then the aspect of when you make a preemptive, what we call a preemptive overcall, where they've opened and you bid 3 hearts or 4 diamonds or something like that. Okay, thank you so much, and I'll look forward to seeing you next week. Oh, I messed up. What do I need to do? I need to go back to share screen.
Have you stopped recording?
I haven't stopped recording yet, so how do I do that? Oh, here.
Yeah.
Hit that.